Welcome to the USA Coin Spot, your ultimate destination for all things related to American coinage. Whether you're an avid collector, a history enthusiast, or someone looking to invest in rare and valuable coins, this is the place for you. Explore the rich legacy of U.S. currency, from classic pieces like the Liberty Head and Morgan Dollar to modern commemorative coins. Stay informed with the latest updates on coin values, trends, and news in the numismatic world. Dive into our comprehensive resources and discover the fascinating stories behind the coins that have shaped the United States. Top 1. The year 1937 was one of continued hardship for many Americans. The Great Depression, which had begun with the stock market crash of 1929, was still wreaking havoc across the nation. Though President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal programs were designed to help ease the suffering of the American people, the road to recovery was long and difficult. Unemployment remained high, and economic instability was felt throughout the country. This was the backdrop for the production of the 1937 Mercury dime. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this iconic coin. Adolph A. Winans' design for the Mercury dime was one of the most distinctive and enduring in American coinage. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought and the pursuit of knowledge. Despite its name, the cap is not meant to represent the Roman god Mercury, but rather, it symbolizes liberty herself. The winged cap conveys the idea of speed, progress, and the soaring spirit of freedom. Above Liberty's head, the word liberty is inscribed, with the year of minting, 1937, appearing below her chin. The design captures a sense of motion and vitality, a striking contrast to the static, often austere representations of liberty on previous coins. This fresh, forward-thinking design was a departure from the old-school depictions and aligned perfectly with the optimism of the early 20th century, despite the ongoing economic struggles. On the reverse side of the 1937 Mercury dime, we find a powerful symbol of America's resilience and strength, a bundle of arrows wrapped in a fascine, with an olive branch beside it. The arrows represent military might, while the olive branch signifies peace. Together, these two elements convey a message of strength through unity, something that was incredibly important during a time when the nation was grappling with the fallout from the Great Depression. The design is a reminder that, even in hard times, America could balance its desire for peace with its capacity for defense and protection. The 1937 Mercury dime was minted at several locations across the United States, with the Philadelphia Mint being the primary facility. The coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint were unmarked, while those minted at the Denver and San Francisco Mints were marked with their respective mint marks, D and S. In total, around 33 million 1937 dimes were struck, with the majority coming from the Philadelphia Mint. However, the 1937 Denver and San Francisco dimes are often considered to be rarer and more valuable by collectors today, adding to the intrigue of this particular year. The mint mark plays a crucial role in determining the rarity and value of a coin. In general, coins produced at the San Francisco Mint tend to be more highly valued due to their lower mintage numbers. The 1937 S Mercury dime, for example, is one of the more sought-after varieties among collectors, and its scarcity often drives up its value, especially in high-grade conditions. Speaking of value, the 1937 Mercury dime holds a significant place in the world of numismatics. While the coin was initially produced for everyday circulation, its rarity and collectible nature have increased its value over time. Today, the value of a 1937 Mercury dime can vary widely depending on its condition, mint mark, and overall rarity. For example, a well-worn 1937 Philadelphia Mint dime might be worth only a few dollars, but a high-grade specimen from the San Francisco Mint could command a price that runs into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if it's in uncirculated condition. The auction market for the 1937 Mercury dime can be surprisingly active. Rare and high-grade versions of the coin frequently appear in auctions and can fetch impressive sums. However, the value of the 1937 Mercury dime is not only determined by rarity and condition. Other factors, such as historical significance, the story behind the coin, and collector demand all contribute to the coin's overall worth. Another interesting aspect of the 1937 Mercury dime is its long-lasting legacy. Even though it was discontinued in 1945 and replaced by the Roosevelt dime, which was designed to honor the late President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the Mercury dime has never really faded from popular culture. It remains one of the most beloved U.S. coins, not just because of its beautiful design, but because of what it represents: American strength, freedom, and resilience during one of the nation's most trying times. The Mercury dime series as a whole continues to be a favorite among collectors. While the 1937 coin is certainly notable, it is just one piece of the larger puzzle. Collectors often focus on specific years, mint marks, and variations, and the 1937 is no exception. The differences in mintage numbers and the unique aspects of each coin make it an intriguing and rewarding series to collect. At its core, the 1937 Mercury dime represents a period in history when the United States was grappling with economic uncertainty, and yet still managed to produce some of the most iconic and enduring symbols of freedom and resilience. These coins weren't just currency. They were, and still are, pieces of history that continue to tell the story of a nation that was, and still is, deeply committed to the ideals of liberty and strength. So, the next time you hold a 1937 Mercury dime in your hand, remember, it's more than just a coin. It's a symbol of a time of great adversity and hope, a piece of history that continues to inspire collectors and enthusiasts around the world. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more in-depth looks at the history of US coins. We'll see you in the next video. Top 2. Today, we're going to focus on a coin that has captivated the attention of collectors, history enthusiasts, and numismatists alike: the 1942 one dime, often referred to as the Mercury dime. This small piece of silver is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of an era, a representation of a nation's resolve during a time of global conflict. But what makes the 1942 Mercury dime so special? How did it come to embody a pivotal moment in American history? Let's uncover the journey of this iconic coin. To understand the significance of the 1942 Mercury dime, we first need to step back in time to the early 1940s, a period defined by the outbreak of World War II. The United States had entered the war in late 1941, following the attack on Pearl Harbor. The country was gearing up for what would become one of the largest and most complex military conflicts in history. Yet, even as the world was plunged into chaos, American coinage continued to be minted, and the Mercury dime was part of the daily lives of millions of Americans. 1942 was a year of immense change. On the one hand, the war effort was rapidly taking over every aspect of American society, from the draft to the mobilization of industries. On the other hand, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins for circulation, and in 1942, it would strike millions of dimes. These dimes, however, would not be just another year of coinage. They would represent the resilience of a nation under siege. The 1942 Mercury dime would forever be tied to the war effort and the sacrifices made by American soldiers and civilians alike. Now, let's turn our attention to the design of the 1942 Mercury dime, which would remain one of the most distinctive and beloved designs in American coinage history. The coin was created by the renowned artist Adolph A. Weinman, who also designed the celebrated Walking Liberty half dollar. The Mercury dime, known officially as the Winged Liberty Head dime, features a left-facing portrait of Liberty wearing a winged cap. The image was meant to symbolize liberty and freedom, the wings representing the flight of thought and progress. However, the public often referred to the coin as the Mercury dime because of the resemblance to the Roman god Mercury, who was depicted with a winged helmet. Liberty's winged cap is one of the most recognizable aspects of the coin. It speaks to the ideals of the time, evoking thoughts of American independence, innovation, and the pursuit of progress, even amid the turmoil of the war years. Surrounding Liberty's image, we see the word Liberty inscribed along the top, with the year 1942 appearing just beneath her chin. To the right of Liberty's profile is the word "In God We Trust," a reminder of the nation's core values, and at the bottom, the mint mark, which would indicate where the coin was minted. Flipping the coin over, we encounter the reverse, which features a bundle of arrows and an olive branch. The arrows represent military strength, while the olive branch symbolizes peace. This combination of symbols on the reverse side of the Mercury dime is a profound statement: America's commitment to peace and diplomacy, but also its resolve to defend itself if necessary. During World War II, these symbols resonated deeply with the American public, who were experiencing both the horrors of war and the hope for eventual peace. The 1942 Mercury dime was minted in 3 different locations across the United States: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. The mint mark on the coin helps identify where it was produced, with D denoting the Denver Mint and S for San Francisco. The mint mark, or lack thereof, is an important feature for collectors, as coins from different mints can vary in terms of rarity and value. Of the 1942 dimes struck, the Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number, with approximately 100 million coins. However, the San Francisco Mint produced a smaller quantity, with about 16 million dimes struck, and the Denver Mint produced just over 40 million. These varying mintage numbers contribute to the rarity of certain coins, with dimes from San Francisco and Denver typically being more sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about the appeal of the 1942 Mercury dime among collectors. The Mercury dime series, which ran from 1916 to 1945, remains one of the most popular and collected series of coins in U.S. history. The 1942 Mercury dime is no exception, with collectors searching for high-quality examples of the coin, especially those from the San Francisco Mint. The condition of the coin plays a significant role in determining its value, with well-preserved, uncirculated examples fetching higher prices in the market. High-grade examples of the 1942 Mercury dime, especially those in gem-uncirculated condition, can be worth hundreds of dollars. Coins that are in even higher grades, such as MS-67, can command prices in the thousands. The rarity of coins from the San Francisco Mint, coupled with their historical significance, makes them some of the most valuable in the series. The market for these coins is strong, and prices have been steadily increasing as interest in vintage coins continues to grow. At coin auctions, the 1942 Mercury dime often attracts strong bidding, particularly when rare specimens come up for sale. As collectors seek to complete their Mercury dime sets or acquire coins with historical significance, the 1942 version remains a popular choice. The design, the minting history, and its connection to the wartime period all contribute to its lasting appeal. Even as we move further from the time it was minted, the 1942 Mercury dime holds a unique place in American numismatics. Its design is a reminder of the values that have guided the United States through its most challenging times. It stands as a symbol of resilience and hope, of a nation that was deeply entrenched in war, yet still looking toward a brighter future of peace and unity. So, the next time you hold a 1942 Mercury dime in your hand, remember the story it tells, the story of a nation in the middle of a global conflict, striving for victory, and yet never losing sight of its ideals of liberty, peace, and strength. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of American history, a small yet powerful symbol of what America stood for during one of its most trying moments. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1942 Mercury dime, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating looks at the coins that define our past. Until next time, happy collecting! Top 3. The 1945 United States of America 1 dime is not just a coin, it is a piece of American history, a small artifact of the past that carries with it stories of wartime, design changes, and a rich numismatic legacy. To understand its significance fully, we need to dive deep into its origins, the circumstances surrounding its minting, and why it has captured the attention of collectors and enthusiasts alike. In the early 20th century, the United States was going through a period of great transformation. The world was changing, and so was the design of its coinage. The 1 dime coin, in particular, was evolving to reflect the growing complexity of American society. By the time the year 1945 arrived, the United States was in the final stages of World War II, a conflict that would leave an indelible mark on the country's currency. The 1945 one dime is a tangible connection to that pivotal moment in history, and it carries with it a sense of nostalgia and pride for many who see it today. Let's first take a look at the design of the 1945 dime. The coin was part of the Mercury dime series, which was produced from 1916 to 1945. The coin's design features a striking depiction of liberty, which has long been a symbol of freedom and democracy in the United States. But what makes this design especially interesting is the way it was interpreted by the artist Adolf A. Weinman, who was responsible for the coin's design. The figure of liberty is shown wearing a winged cap, often mistaken for the Roman god Mercury, which gives the coin its common name, the Mercury dime. Weinman's design was chosen through a public competition, and it was selected not only for its boldness but for the symbolism it carried. The winged cap on Liberty's head represents freedom of thought, a sense of movement, and the country's aspiration to move forward. The coin's reverse side features an olive branch and a bundle of arrows, symbolizing both peace and strength, two concepts that would become especially important as the U.S. was in the final stages of its involvement in World War II. The 1945 dime, though, stands out from its predecessors. By the time this coin was struck, the U.S. was wrapping up its role in the global conflict, and the wartime atmosphere was still very much present. The 1945 coin features a slightly different mix of metals compared to earlier versions due to wartime shortages. The traditional composition of 90% silver and 10% copper was altered, and the coin struck in this final year of the series was primarily composed of copper, with only a fraction of silver remaining. This change had a significant impact on the coin's value, and it's a key factor in why this particular date holds such importance among collectors. While we're discussing the 1945 dime's minting, it's worth noting that the production of these coins took place across several mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins minted at each facility carry distinct mint marks, a feature that plays an important role in the coin's rarity and value. The Philadelphia Mint, which produced coins without a mint mark, is the most common source for the 1945 dime, while those struck in Denver and San Francisco are much rarer, making them particularly sought after by collectors. These mint marks add another layer of complexity to the coin's history and increase its intrigue, as they allow collectors to trace the path of these small yet significant pieces of currency. Now, let's talk about the appeal of the 1945 dime among collectors. The Mercury dime series as a whole has long been a favorite among numismatists. The design's beauty, combined with the historical context of the coin's creation, makes it an enduring symbol of American history. But the 1945 dime, in particular, is coveted for several reasons. Its association with the end of World War II gives it a unique place in the story of American coins. It represents a moment of transition, from wartime to peacetime, from scarcity to abundance. The 1945 Mercury dime also benefits from its relatively low mintage compared to some of the earlier years in the series. The wartime economy and the challenges of producing coins in large quantities meant that fewer were struck in 1945 than in other years. This makes the coin rarer, and rarity is a key factor in its value. Additionally, the coin's design is timeless and visually striking, with the image of Liberty in her winged cap still captivating collectors and casual admirers alike. Over the years, it has become a symbol of American perseverance and resilience, qualities that make the 1945 dime an enduring treasure. When we look at the value of the 1945 dime today, it's important to consider several factors that influence its worth. The condition of the coin plays a significant role. Like all collectible coins, the grade of the coin, from poor to mint state, determines its value. A coin in excellent condition, with sharp details and minimal wear, can fetch a much higher price than one that has been heavily circulated or damaged. The presence of a mint mark also affects its value, as dimes struck in San Francisco or Denver tend to command higher prices than those minted in Philadelphia due to their rarity. Another factor influencing the value of the 1945 Mercury dime is its silver content. While the coin no longer contains the same percentage of silver as earlier versions due to the wartime adjustments, it still contains a valuable amount of the precious metal. Silver prices fluctuate, and this can impact the base value of the coin. However, it's the numismatic value, the historical significance and collector demand, that really drives the price of the 1945 dime. For collectors who are passionate about Mercury dimes or coins from the World War II era, the 1945 one dime is an essential piece to own. Even for those who are just starting their coin collection, this coin serves as a perfect introduction to the world of numismatics. Its story, its design, and its place in American history make it an iconic piece that appeals to a wide audience. As for its value, depending on its condition and mint mark, the 1945 dime can range anywhere from a few dollars for a circulated example to several $100s for a coin in near mint or mint state. The rarest versions, especially those with a mint mark from San Francisco or Denver, can sometimes reach even higher prices at auction. The allure of this coin is undeniable, and its historical significance only adds to its appeal. To many, the 1945 Mercury dime represents more than just a piece of currency. It is a tangible connection to a pivotal moment in history. For numismatists, it's a sought-after treasure that tells the story of a nation on the cusp of peace after the devastation of war. For casual collectors, it's an attractive and accessible coin that embodies the beauty and craftsmanship of the United States Mint. No matter the perspective, the 1945 one dime holds a special place in the hearts of those who appreciate its history, design, and the legacy it carries with it. In the world of coin collecting, the 1945 Mercury dime is a shining example of how a seemingly small piece of currency can transcend time and capture the imagination of generations. It's not just about the metal it's made from or the design etched into its surface, it's about the story it tells, the history it represents, and the way it connects us to the past in a way that few other objects can. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning to explore the fascinating world of numismatics, the 1945 United States of America one dime is undoubtedly a coin worth learning about and, for many, a coin worth owning. It is a true testament to the enduring power of history, art, and the American spirit.